Welcome to the shooting show. This week we go back to the middle of last winter as Chris Dalton heads out to complete his red hind cull. Plus we bring you all the latest news from the shooting world.
This week we're been on Kinnaird Estate, new estate I've taken the management of, fallow, roe and red present, big numbers of red actually, big area of open hill. There's an SSI on it, quite a lot of broadleaf, some broadleaf trees and some native junipers, which are a species that they're trying to encourage natural regeneration of. So the deer will need to be kind of managed in those areas. So at the moment we're building up a picture of the deer density, basically just with the distribution of the deer and any areas where there are any sort of major pressure. Trying to see if there is any regen initially. So we're very much in the recce phase. We've been putting some high seats out, so we thought it'd be nice just to film up there and see how we get on. It's kind of late in the season, but if the opportunity arises we may take, possibly red. So we really are at the stage of getting to know the estate. A lot of red, quite a few fallow and roe on here. We spent the last couple of days putting some high seats in different locations, but this morning we've got a lovely morning, real crispy frost. The main priority really is just to start to get to know each little corner of the estate, know where the boundaries are, start to build a picture up of deer. Quite a few red deer moving this morning as we came in. We're just on the edge of the big open hill. There's a couple of thousand acres of open hill up there. But it's an absolutely gorgeous morning. You can right out across Perthshire there. In fact, there's one of the seats, one of the towers we constructed just over there, which Dean will pan onto in a minute. Dog's kind of keen to go. He's been sat waiting all night in a nice warm car. Must have been about -5. So we'll head on off and see what we can see. Nice little valley bottom, and you can see there the last seat that we were fitting. We didn't just get a chance to finish it last night. So we'll come back after this morning's stalk and finish that off, just re-secure it. But lovely little valley with a deer trail running right past the hill in the background across to the beach and the alder trees in front of us on the valley. Quite a wet day yesterday, and you can see where there's been an awful lot of red movement up and down this track. There's a hind and a calf just in this group here. I'm just going to take the hind and I'm going to take the calf. Okay, it's just going to settle on that hill there with that little group. The calf's the one at the bottom. That's okay, the calf's just on the top in the bracken The hind ran about 30 yards and that's just dropped down in the little gully there, I can see it. So we'll just let these other deer get out of the way. I'm not going to take any more out of this group. Fairly easy recovery as well because we're near the track, so that was lucky. The hind was at 170 and the calf subsequently about 223. Courtesy of these lovely Swarovski rangefinders, so it gives you the confidence of knowing exactly what you're shooting at. The Browning now, the standard kit that I take everywhere, 243, does the job, sweet as a nut, absolutely bang on the money all the time. We took a hind and a calf out of that fairly big group of reds which were coming up from the valley bottom. They always say the easy thing about shooting red deer is pulling the trigger, and then you've got to start dragging them around, but fortunately the track is just there, so we can get them grallocked out. Cameraman's assisting, so there's two of us. He doesn't know it yet, but he is, and we can walk out and get the car and come straight back in. So that's a nice morning out. Lovely valley, a lot of native junipers in here, so it's actually an SSI, so clearly there are too many red deer in here, so we certainly will need to reduce numbers. It's getting a bit late in the season now, so the work on that will probably not start until we get into the July period, where we take some of the young stags out, and then we get down into the winter and really start to reduce probably some of the hinds. We'll take the weaker ones out, some of the young calves, some of the older hinds, and try and just get a nice balance. Deer fully grallocked out. We can get the car right down to the track here where Dean is, so we've done a full grallock on them. They're cooling off now. It's nice and cold this morning, just draining down, completely eviscerated, nice and clean. We'll be able to pick them up, put them straight in the vehicle, so it takes about 15 minutes to get the vehicle, and effectively the temperature, I expect the temperature now is probably about 4 or 5 degrees, so it's absolutely perfect. And so they're just draining out. So there's a nice couple of carcasses going into the dealer. So successful morning out at Kinnaird, very, very nice. We're back at home now. We've got the deer in the larder, basically a hind and a calf. Well, we shot 2 calves and a hind while we were up there. But as I said, primarily we're there to work rather than stalk. The quality of the animals are fantastic. There clearly are quite a lot of deer within one of the woodland areas that we are going to replant, so there's going to need to be some work done on there, and that will be something for the future. Quite a lot of red deer we saw this morning, and what you probably didn't see on camera was after I'd actually taken the shot, there was a group of red deer came right in behind us, kind of right through our shooting position, almost between me and Dean on the camera. Immediately after which we hadn't seen, there's a hind and 2 calves ran kind of straight through the back of us, so that was interesting. Okay, got quite a lot of red deer coming across the hill, in big parcels. Some stags in with them. Beautiful morning. Very scenic estate, beautiful part of the country.
Chris there, finally managing to complete the extraction, and now the shooting show news.
This is the shooting show news. The ISSF narrowly avoided controversy as Vladimir Lisin was elected as its new president. He beat Luciano Rossi, a vocal critic of the ISSF's policies who had previously been suspended from the federation, by just 4 votes. Lisin is the first new president in 38 years, but his election means that the ISSF will largely carry on with its existing policies, including replacing double trap, prone rifle and 50-metre pistol with mixed team events. Staying with international shooting, the new ISSF leadership is expected to support shooting's push to be included in the Birmingham Commonwealth Games. There's a meeting with the organising committee scheduled for tomorrow, at which the ISSF President and Secretary-General will make the case for shooting. Birmingham didn't include shooting on its planned list of sports when it stepped in to replace Durban as the next host nation. A final decision is expected in January. Game meat is more popular than ever, and demand is especially growing from abroad. The government revealed that the game export market is worth £7 million annually, whereas the domestic market is worth £120 million. Ministers said they expect the export market to grow to match the domestic figure, but that growth depends on high standards of traceability and sustainability. And finally, there's a sale on subscriptions of your favourite shooting magazines right now, but you'll have to be quick to take advantage of the best discounts. You can get 15% off a subscription to Sporting Rifle, Egg and Shooter, Clay Shooting or Bow International right now, but the sale only lasts until 10 p.m. tonight. So don't delay, head to myfavouritemagazines.co.uk now. That was the Shooting Show news.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you. This has been The Shooting Show.